Welcome to this episode of Head-to-Head Battle. So today, for you, we have another dope deck profile. So you're thinking, another deck profile? Oh my god, you guys never do this back-to-back. Well, here we are. We're doing it back-to-back. So let's get straight into it. So make sure to subscribe, like, and comment, and hit that notification bell. Also, use that TCG player affiliate link code. It's always a mouthful to say. But yeah, use that code, okay, guys? So let's get straight into the deck profile. Camera edit thing. So on the table for you, we have that special, the spicy, what's another S word? The stupendous GREN Maju de Isa.
Wait, we can't forget about our sponsor, Sugen.
Without them, we wouldn't be able to bring you amazing content like the video you're watching now.
Make sure to buy their field centers and support them on Patreon and PayPal. Links down in the description down below.
Also, check them out at Twitch at twitch.tv/headtoheadbattles.
Follow us on Instagram and Twitter and send fan mail to our PO box. Now, let's get back into the action.
So this is a Danger Castle GREN Maju deck, okay? It's a dope deck. I think you'll enjoy some of the spice and kind of the deck theory behind it, okay? Let's get right into it. So we're running 3 GREN Majus. These are our bad boys, okay? Big Daddy, the daddy beat stick. There's so much potential if it only can be done right type of guy, okay? So this guy gets 400 attack and defense for every banished card you have. That's face up or face down, okay? So keep that in mind for now. Next, running Eater of Millions. Now, if we're talking boss monsters, this is a good one. This one, you can banish face down, 5 cards minimum to special summon this bad boy, okay? What does this bad boy do? First of all, it gains 100 attack and 100 defense for every face down banished card that you have. Now you're thinking, Susu, that's not very good. Okay, but let me tell you what it does. Okay, so let's say you're like running into a boss monster, right? And you declare attack on a boss monster, you can activate its effect to banish that card face down. So, sometimes size doesn't really matter. Next, we have the Spiced Dimension Shifter. So Dimension Shifter is actually pretty good right now because if you're going second and you're gonna opt to go blind second and you drop Dimension Shifter on your opponent, and let's say your opponent like discards something, right? You chain D Shifter. Sometimes people will just straight flat out end their turn because they can't afford to have cards banished as opposed to in the graveyard, right? So D Shifter is actually has come in clutch for me. I'm actually playing this exact deck for CMO's Crush Card Virus tournament, and so far we're 1-1. And at the time of recording this video, next we're running 3 Danger Bigfoots. So Danger Bigfoots are actually really good, and in this deck we actually have multiple win conditions, GREN Maju being obviously one of them. But when we get into the extra deck, you'll see what our other win conditions are. So running 3 Danger Bigfoots. Danger Bigfoot, upon summon, you get a free draw. That draw sometimes comes in really handy because we are running a 45 card deck, and sometimes that card we need is in the deck. And let's say Danger Bigfoot is the card that they actually discarded, you can actually pop a face up card your opponent controls. So if it's the last card in hand and you need to pop something on the field, you can just reveal Bigfoot and have him discard it and just get that pop effect. Next, we have 3 Danger Thunderbirds. So Thunderbird does the same thing as Bigfoot does, except if it gets discarded, you can target a face down card that your opponent controls and just get it off the field. So the biggest thing about this deck and any OTK deck in general is the theory behind the deck is this, right? Is how do I weaken my opponent enough to OTK? Because decks like this have a hard time playing past turn 3 and 4 and so on and so forth, okay? And on top of that, we're running 1 Danger Ogopogo. You're asking, Susu, why is your Ogopogo a proxy? Well, we ordered 3 Ogopogos and they never came. So we needed to get this deck profile out so we get a live duel out. So we're doing this for now. But I might actually even cut it out because it's kind of, I don't find myself using it very often, okay? Next, we have 2 Gizmek Orochi, the Serpentron Sky Slasher. So why is this card so good? First of all, it banishes cards to summon itself. So it works directly with our GREN Maju deck, okay? So that's number 1. Second of all, its effect is either from the hand or graveyard. So let's say you go into a rank 8 Xyz play and you detach the Gizmek, you can just banish another 8 and just bring it back the next turn, okay? Now, the Spice. Necroface. We're running 2 Necroface. So let's say we're playing a 45 card deck and we banished 40. Okay, we have 1 card left and we top deck the Necroface, but the game needs to go on, okay? You normal summon Necroface and all the cards that have been banished get shuffled back into your deck, and that also works for your opponent as well. So let's say you're playing Orcus and they need to banish cards, or they have cards in the banish pile that they need to get out. You just summon Necroface and everything gets shuffled back. So it's actually a really dope tech card in the GREN Maju deck because it makes your deck, it helps your deck play past that 3rd or 4th round, okay? And this card also gains 100 attack for every banished card that will shuffle back, okay? So that's really important. Next, we're running 2 Gamma Seals. This is just in case we have to get over like an Appaloosa or something that, you know, we can't really get over without activating a monster effect. So, you know, Gamma Seal is that one sad little turtle that always gets kind of thrown out and abused, you know what I'm saying? Next, we're running 2 Hexatrudes. Hexatrude is actually a really good card because it's a free special summon off of Golden Castle, and on top of that, they're level 8s. And on top of that, this card has an effect to just literally pop a card on your opponent's side of the field. And then after that resolves, this card can attack up to 2 monsters during the battle phase. So this is a really good card to kind of get rid of your opponent's boards. And every time this battles over a monster, you can make any monster gain 400 attack. Next, we have Glyph, the Phantom Bird. So this card does 2 things. So the first thing is it helps you get Golden Castle into your hand, which is important. Secondly, if you normal or special summon this card, you can actually pop a back row. This deck gets obliterated by back row, and having as much back row removal as possible that's not in the form of a spell card is super important for the deck. Now, for our spice, we're running Dragon Buster Destruction Sword. Now, this card we can cheat out with Union Carrier, and if our opponent does force us to go first, I'll show you a really dope and easy board you can make, which can hopefully shut your opponent out and give you a better chance on the 3rd turn, okay? And next, we're running 1 Cyberstein and also 4 Reasons in the extra deck, okay? So that's it for our monster lineup. It's a big monster lineup, by the way. Next, we're playing 3 Golden Castle of Stromberg. Now, this card is like a library of effects, okay? The first effect is during the standby phase, you have to banish 10 face down to keep it on the field. So that's the first line of tech. Secondly, you can activate the effects to special summon any card that has Golden Castle of Stromberg in its name. So our targets would be Glyph, the Phantom Bird, and Hexatrude. Okay. The one downside to that effect is you can't normal summon or set cards if you activated the special summon effect, but that's okay because if you have a danger card in hand or even the Gizmek or any level 8 as a matter of fact, and you can special summon the Hexatrude, that's an easy rank 8 play, okay? Now, one thing that people don't know about is the last 2 lines of text. So in layman's terms, it basically acts as a freaking mirror force that burns your opponent half of the attack of the monster that just attacked, and they lose that monster. Like, this card is broken and it works so well with GREN MAJU, like it's actually insane, okay? Next, we're running our 3 Pot of Desires. Just pretend like this is ultra rare. Okay, so Pot of Desires is crucial to this deck because if you can get off your Golden Castle and your Pot of Desires, that's an OTK right there. And we play 3 ofs of a lot. And even the cards that we do play 1 ofs of, we don't really need. They're just there just as like the spicy tech, okay? Next, we're running 3 Super Polys because we know, like I said, the one thing that should be on every OTK playing deck's player's mind is, how do I weaken my opponent's board, right? How do I get them weak enough for me to be able to run them over with my win conditions, okay? Next, we're running 3 trade-ins. So the one brick is if you draw Hexatrude, it's kind of a brick because you can't special summon it from the deck, okay? Because Golden Castle doesn't allow you to special summon Hexatrude from the hand, which is kind of bad, but it's always good trade-in fodder, just in case, like, you know, you don't want to trade in a danger, you can trade in the Hexatrude. So this is kind of our pot of greed for the deck where, you know, we discard a level 8 and just draw 2. Next, we're running our 1-ofs, Monster Reborn and Mystic Mind. So obviously, if we have a bad hand and there's nothing that we can do, Mystic Mind will come in clutch. I might even bump this up to 3, but I might lose some friends in the process, okay? Next, we're running 3 Infinite Impermanence. It's a good way to just kind of turn off their monsters. If they have an Appaloosa and you have an Imperm, you can start off the turn by just Imperming the Appaloosa, because Appaloosa only negates monster effects, okay? And we're running 1 Metaverse for our Mystic Mind, because we're running 3 Golden Castles, and I've never ran into a situation where I needed to use the Metaverse for the castle. It's always Metaverse for mine if it's in my opening hand, right? Because then if I can't set up a board or can't OTK, then I need to survive, okay? So next, we have our spicy extra deck. We're running only 3 Link monsters, running Union Carrier. This will help cheat out the Buster Blade, the Dragon Buster Blader Whelp thing. So basically, going into a Link 2 in this deck is really easy. And then on top of that, going into an Xyz on top of that is even easier, okay? So you make the Union Carrier if you're going first, and then you would go into something like the Xanathon and just cheat out the Buster Dragon and equip it to the Xanathon, and then, you know, activate Xanathon. So in your opening turn, in your opponent's opening turn, not only are they locked out of the extra deck, their graveyard is shut off as well, okay? We're running 1 Borrelsword Dragon and 1 Nightmare Unicorn. Unicorn is there to kind of just have that non-targeting removal effect, right? And Borrelsword is there as like the final win condition if like nothing else works, okay? You just freaking spam out as many monsters as possible going to Borrelsword, and I'll just pray to God that works, okay? Next, we're running our Super Poly targets. We're running Violet Chimera for Salads, Mud Dragon, Starving Venom, and Predator Plant Dragostapelia for, because in the new upcoming meta, fusion summoning is going to be huge, and Dragostapelia is a pretty good way to out it, because Stapelia also has a really good effect where you can give your opponent monster a predator counter, and basically that literally just negates that monster, right? That monster is not existent. It's just there as a beater, okay? And you're wondering, hey Susu, why were we playing Cyberstein in the main? Because we're also playing the last warrior from another planet. Let's say you have no play in hand, okay? And then you have the Cyberstein in your hand. You slap down Cyberstein, pay 5,000, slap this bad boy down, and watch your opponent scoop. What does this card do? It just basically says you're no one can summon. So you just go last warrior pass, they draw pass, attack, pass, attack, pass, attack, pass. You get what I'm saying? You get what I'm saying? Okay. Now, for the spice, we're running a rank 8 engine. So this is also a rank 8 turbo. So not only is it GREN Maju, not only is it Golden Castle, it's also a rank 8 turbo, okay? So we're playing Xenophon, the Sky Prison, for those graveyard heavy decks. We're playing Hope Harbinger, just in case they want to lightning storm us. We're running 2 Thingirsus, okay? The reason we're running 2 Thingirsus is because sometimes if you can't get your first Thingirsu to resolve, or you've already resolved it and it has some materials left, having a second one also does help in that long run. And, with decks like this, it doesn't really go into the long run, but, you still never know, okay? So, for our last package, we're running Dragoulion, Numeron Dragon, and Heart Earth Dragon. So this is the proxy. Same thing, we order the card, it just never came in. But I swear to God, we don't usually use proxies, okay? So Dragoulion will cheat out the Numeron, okay? When the Numeron gets special summoned, you can attach the Heart Earth Dragon or the Hope Harbinger, and then detach. And then Numeron will gain 1,000 attack for every rank that is on the field. So let's say your opponent is playing Xyz as well, and he has an Xyz monster. Let's say he has a Thingirsu, right? You have Dragoulion, which is an 8, Thingirsu is an 8, Numeron is a 1. That's 17,000 damage. Even with Thingirsu's Protect, you'll just run through that Thingirsu. You'll beat him, his little brother, and his little brother's son one day. Like, that's how much damage you're gonna end up doing, okay? So that's it for today's deck profile. I hope you really freaking enjoyed it. Our next video will be really dope. It'll be a live duel between the OTK Blue Eyes against the GREN Castle Danger OTK deck. So who are you rooting for? Comment down in the comment section down below. Who do you think will win? Blue Eyes, played by Gen, or GREN Maju Castle Danger, played by Susu? And out of the people who get it right, we're gonna pick one person out of the list of people who voted for that person who won, and we'll do a giveaway. I don't know what we're giving away yet, but we'll do a giveaway. So, as always, make sure to subscribe, like, and comment. Hit that notification bell, and this is Susu from Head to Head Battles, signing out.